Hey guys, welcome to the Craft Treat channel. Today I'm going to show you some quick and easy backgrounds with the wonderful Slimline stencils by Craft Treat. All these are floral backgrounds which can be made very quickly to create beautiful cards. So let's get started. Craft Treat recently introduced their Slimline stencils for cards, and these are really wonderful. They come in a lot of designs. There are florals, there are plaid designs, and best of all, these are layered stencils. Each one measures 4 by 9.5 inches. I have these pieces of white cardstock that I've cut, which I'm going to use for my cards. Now let's check out the stencil first. When you open the pack, what you basically get are 2 stencils, and these fit exactly one on top of the other. So you can use them either singly or use them together. So these are the other floral designs that we have, and we also have a lot of plaid backgrounds. These stencils really make slimline cards a snap, and you can create these beautiful backgrounds and keep them handy and then quickly convert them into cards whenever you need them. So let's move on to our first card now. Here are the supplies for my first card. I have the beautiful anemone layered stencil. Then I have some paper tape and some finger daubers, a piece of white cardstock, and some distress inks. I prefer to use finger daubers because they give me more control, especially when it is the smaller areas. The first thing that I'm going to do is attach the stencil firmly to my paper with a bit of paper tape. I'm using paper tape because it will not damage the paper, and at the same time it will hold the stencil firmly. I'll also create a hinge at the top so that I can move the stencil to check on my work. The first layer is leaves, so I'm going to take the lighter of the green and I'm going to apply the color with a daubing motion. You don't need to be very accurate in this because what we are going for is a more artsy effect. Just make sure that this stencil doesn't shift while you're doing this, and also make sure that you get the entire design. Once my first shade of green is done, I will bring in a second shade which is slightly darker. Now this I'm going to just partially use as highlights so that my leaves have more depth. Our first layer of leaves is done. Now you'll see there are gaps in the leaves. This is where our flowers are going to fit. So I'll put on the second layer now. Use some paper tape to create a hinge, and this time I'm going to use some pinks and yellows and oranges. I will start with the lightest color, which is yellow. Once my base color is applied, I'm going to apply some pink color more towards the center. This is where the finger daubers come in because they give me a lot of control over where I want the color to come, and I'm using a swirling motion so that the color gets blended with the yellow which has already been applied. This again adds more depth to your flowers, and this way you can color different areas of the stencil with different shades. So I'll just continue this. The smaller buds and the flowers you see, I will color them with various shades of pink and orange. And the stencil background is now ready. You can see the beautiful depth which this has because of the different shades of colors that we've used. To create the card with this background, I allowed it to dry completely, and then I just trimmed the panel, adhered it to a white colored card base. For the sentiment, I first stamped it on a piece of white paper with a matching orange ink, and for an extra pop of color, I used some orange vellum by Craft Treat. So here's our first card, all complete. For my second card, I'm using the beautiful floral fusion roses stencil and some dye inks. I've attached the base layer to my card panel with some paper tape. Now I'm going to use the grey dye ink to ink through the stencil. To add more depth, I'm going to use a teal color now at the top and bottom of the stencil so that I get a beautiful ombre effect. Now I've attached the second stencil. I'm going to use a yellow color to ink the flowers. And I'm again using a finger dauber. I'll also add a little bit of orange to the centers of the flowers. and use the same ink to ink the buds. Now this stencil also has leaves, so I'm using green color to ink the leaves. I'm not bothering to mask the flowers off, but if you want a more precise result, you can always do that. Now that our panel is completely dry, I want to ramp up this card a little more, and to that I will again put the floral stencil back, attach it firmly, and then I'm going to take some sparkle paste and just apply it through the stencil with a palette knife. The secret to getting a good coverage and even application is to hold your palette knife at an angle and not to put too much pressure. Whenever you're using any kind of wet medium with a stencil, just ensure that you don't press too hard, because otherwise the medium will leak through the stencil and you'll get a messy result. And there, now our sparkly panel is ready. I will allow this to air dry completely and then create a card with it. I kept the card very simple again. I simply trimmed the panel, attached it to a white card base. The sentiment was stamped with the same teal colored ink and popped up on some foam tape to complete the card. Our last card today is a little different. I have a piece of white cardstock and I have Distress Oxide inks in 3 colors. I'm going to start with the Twisted Citron, which is the lightest color, and I'll just ink it from one side. I love Distress Oxide inks because they're super easy to apply. The second color I'm going to be using is Peacock Feathers, and I'm not actually bothering to change my brush. I just rubbed off some excess ink on a piece of paper. The last color I'm using is Salty Ocean. Once my basic colors are down, I will go back and just blend over them to get a smooth finish. Now I have the Floral Fusion Sunflower stencil, and I'm first going to attach the base layer to my cardstock. And now I have Distress inks in the same shades that I used for the Distress Oxide blending, and I'm just going to apply it through the stencil with a finger dropper. So you get a very subtle stripy background with these. If you want a more bold effect, you can always use a darker shade of the Distress ink, which is what I'm doing now, because I don't have the Salty Ocean Distress ink. And our basic background is ready. Now that my panel is dry, I've attached the second layer, and I'm just using a plain black dye ink to ink through the flowers. Background is ready now. I'll just allow this to dry completely and then come back and make the card. This card was super easy. I again trimmed the panel and adhered it to a black card base. And for the sentiment, I stamped it with Versamark ink and heat embossed with some opaque embossing powder in blue. I hope you enjoyed this video and will give these background techniques a try, and also have some fun with the slimline stencils. I look forward to seeing you on our channel again very soon. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell so that you get notified whenever we have new videos. Thank you and bye.